Good morning, friends. It is way too early here. I'm not working at the restaurant today, but I'm recovering from 4 consecutive days at the restaurant. My heart is not a happy heart this morning. I've the sun that comes in the window here. It makes it look sunny, sorta. It's not really. It's kind of dingy glass and these blinds. Honestly, I wish I had better control. I can't watch movies or really work on the laptop without moving it for a few hours every morning. I'm scared to move it. Because I'm afraid it's going to fall apart, like literally in my hands. uh, so I usually shut that door before I make a video. So I just finished watching an interesting movie. This is the second time I've seen it. I liked it more this time. 1926 picture called The Magician. Don't assume anything I'm about to say is true without researching it, because I'm about to spew a bunch of what I think are established facts. Research I picked up over a long period of time from different sources, and I could be wrong about any of it, and some of it might be out of date, sort of literary history that changes pretty rapidly depending on new writers and new ideas. Anyway, the 1926 movie The Magician is based on a novel by Somerset Maugham, who was an author of high-toned, well thought of bestsellers, a fictioneer. Somerset Maugham's novels were the kind of books that are in their contemporary reviews lauded as timeless classics. He's been mostly forgotten now. I don't think anybody reads Maughan anymore. I've tried to read him. I don't remember what. The Magician was not a career-defining hit for him. This, I kind of wish somebody would research, because I don't remember where I picked this up, but Mom had a female friend who got tangled up with Aleister Crowley, the famous, the Aleister Crowley, the famous one. He left a wide wake of damaged humans, particularly the women in his life, by way of his, in part his habit of dosing people with mescaline without telling them. The way the movie portrays it, and knowing this background about the Maugham novel, which I have not read, I think it's safe to say that his understanding of the bizarre sort of hallucinogenic-centered head games Crowley likes to play with the people around him boiled down to drugging women and fucking them, and he wasn't wrong about that. Really, in essence, and so these stories were going around about Aleister Crowley and his behavior, his antics, and its victims. But it probably would have been effectively impossible to bring any kind of legal mechanism to bear on Crowley, even if you could get witnesses to testify. So Maugham wrote this novel as a way of attacking Crowley personally without slandering him in any actionable sense. The name of the character in the novel is Oliver Haddo. The movie I just watched, I'm not sure the character's named Oliver Haddo in the novel. I'm just assuming. The movie is really good. It's really stylish. It is engaging. Stars Paul Wegener as Oliver Haddo, the evil magician. Paul Wegener is now best remembered for playing the title character and monster in Golem. A weird looking guy playing this Aleister Crowley stand-in. He's really good. The story sort of. I think part of the reason this movie's been forgotten, one, is that this sort of hidden history of it being really about Aleister Crowley and intended as a personal attack. You kind of have to know that. Like, it's not in the text, and it's well, it's derivative. I mean, it's pleasantly derivative. It seems like for about the first 2/3, it seems like a ripoff of Trilby by Du Maurier. That is Svengali. I think probably the movie hadn't been made yet. The movie's Svengali with John Barrymore, but Barrymore was probably already playing Svengali on stage in the hit stage version that was the source for the movie of the novel Trilby by George Du Maurier. And it's sort of towards the end, it feels sort of like Dracula. Like Oliver Haddo has seduced and hypnotized this girl and is about to make a blood sacrifice of her in an evil magic ceremony, and the good guys, the men in her life, have to like raid the tower, like it's in a castle, in a Eastern European castle. Like, it goes full Dracula at the end. It's fun. It's a cool movie. It's a really cool movie. I like it a lot. And like I said, I think part of the reason it's not more famous than it is you kind of have to be briefed on what it's really about to get what's really going on. And as a social melodrama, it's a bit dated, like without the full context as somebody who can sort of brief you on the creaky mechanics of this kind of storytelling. I mean, boy, the movie sure makes a fuss about how it makes a fuss about some odd things. But it's super cool. I really enjoyed it, and I recommend it highly. This is on YouTube. The print I just watched on YouTube said Turner Classic Movies at the top of it, so it's the remastered 2010 was specifically what it said. So it's around. There's good looking prints of it all over YouTube, and like I said, I recommend it. It's really good.